All right, good afternoon, everyone. I am Steve Meyer with Colorado Benefit Advisors, and Wade Lancaster is joining us on the line as well. And then, of course, we have Carol and Alicia. I'm recording this meeting so that I can explain all of the benefits that are available to you. We will be using the Gather Enrollment platform. That's G-A-T-H-R. This is a platform that has done high-tech, secure technology so that you can type in off of your phone, your tablet, your laptop, or your computer to do your enrollment. And everybody is required to do something. Doing nothing is not an option. This is DOL, Department of Labor regulations, that you're being offered health plan, dental vision, Colonial Life products, and each product must be either waived or enrolled into and signed off on in every case. And that way, we are not discriminating against anybody. These products are available to these employees, and they can go in and make their election. On this platform, you also see your profile. You need to make sure everything is correct because that's where we're going to send your cards to. If you want to include a spouse or children, you can certainly add them into the system. You can waive or elect with that dependent for each product as well, so you don't have to be on one to be on the other. Everything stands by itself. It is a standalone platform, and once you're done reviewing everything at the very end, you'll electronically sign off on the review so that you know exactly what is going to be deducted from your paycheck because it shows up on your screen right there. You will electronically sign off and hit the finish key, and you are done. This should take you about 15 minutes. If you're going to be waiving all the products, it takes you about 5. So again, those choices, I have posted my phone number on the chat, 7204, oh shoot, I did the wrong number, darn it, 720, my hands are going too fast, I'm redoing it, 720-495-2866, there it is, it's been corrected. Shoneen is my assistant. She is the account manager. She is the manager of the Gather platform. She is the one, if you have any issues with your enrollments or anything administratively, that is her job. That is what she does. She's extremely good at what she does. And her number is 303-663-7844. I ask that you give her a call. If it turns out that you're calling about something that I need to assist you with, because she's not a licensed agent, she cannot answer any questions about the insurance products, you can call me. And or Wade is always available to you. So let's begin. I'm going to share a screen. And I'm only hoping that it works. And Carol, are you able to see my screen right now?
I can.
Yay. Thank God. All right, here we go. So there are 3 separate products that are available to you. All right? Each product is slightly different than the other. We're going to be using United Healthcare as your insurance provider. Okay, the network specifically is the Colorado Doctors Plan. This is Advent Health, Banner Health, HCA hospitals, as well as Advent hospitals. So the list is quite extensive. If you need to look and see what doctors and hospitals participate, you can go to uhc.com. Up in the right-hand corner, find doctors. And you can look up hospitals and doctors and all kinds of providers. And if you need assistance, please give us a call. We're here to help you. All right, so that very first plan that we're going to talk about, very simply, let's see if I can get this document to open. This is the problem I had yesterday, and I'll be ding-donged and it's not going to do it. All right, here's where we'll go instead. All right, so the very first plan, and Carol, I did send out you worksheets for everybody, is that correct?
You did.
Okay, so then you've shared it with everybody. Everybody's price is going to be different because it's based on your age. Obviously,
Correct.
The younger you are, the less expensive it is, the more expensive it is because of that. But if you're young, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. And of course, ignore this price because you're going to see your actual price on the Gather platform of per paycheck, your weekly paycheck of what it's going to cost. This very first plan is very simple. When you go to see your primary care physician, which you do need to have a PCP, it is no copay, period. All right? You don't need a referral to go see a specialist. When you use the network, because that's the only way it's going to be covered, you would have a $150 copay. Typically, that's going to be a $300 or larger bill when you go to see a specialist. Okay? Now, dealing with urgent care, dealing with dispatch help coming to your home, dealing with virtual office visits, all of those, including seeing your PCP, are no copays. Those are free. So you literally get 4 access points to see a doctor for a 0 copay. Isn't that special? All right. On this particular plan, this is a very basic plan, just so you know, this is a bronze. And so you have medications, but you have your deductible first. And then preventative medication for women on contraception, generic, or like I take a atorvastatin, that is no charge, okay? Preventative medication is free. Then we deal with generics like amoxicillin is $6. Well, that wouldn't cost you $15. It's going to cost you the price of the drug, not greater than $15 copay. Then we deal with your formulary name brand. That's $55 copay. Non-formulary name brand, $135, and then $400 for specialty medications. Now, these are all copays that I've been talking about specifically, which is not subject to the deductible other than your medication side, okay? That deductible of $8,900, and then we have co-insurance. Co-insurance is a cost share between you and the insurance company. The discounted bill. Because you're using a network, those bills get readjusted. So give you an example. You go see, for instance, an in-network provider specialist as an example, and let's say it's a $400 bill. It gets discounted probably down to $300. You're going to pay the $150 copay, all right? And the insurance company pays that. But let's talk about hospitalization. You have an $8,900 deductible. It has to be met first. And then it's going to be a 60-40 split of the discounted bill. They're going to pay 60, you're going to pay 40 of that discounted bill. Your maximum exposure for the year cannot exceed $9,750. Now, that's a lot of money, and I get it, but then if you didn't have insurance, then what? I'll give you an example. You're in a car accident, major accident. You're in the hospital. You get transported by the ambulance. Your car insurance is going to cover the ambulance. That's about it. You're covered $5,000. Now what happens? The surgery, the rehabilitation, all of that. That's where medical insurance comes in. And those are things that are covered, honestly, under this policy. All right. So max exposure, $9,750. Worst case, everything's ×2 for a family, but it is an embedded deductible, meaning that you have a deductible for yourself and a deductible for your family member. So each of you stand by yourselves on the policy, and the worst exposure that you could ever have, God forbid you're all in the same car accident, would be $19,500. All right. Any questions on this first plan?
I don't think so.
I think you did okay then. All right, next plan. This is a little bit better plan, to be honest with you. We've lowered your deductible down to $5,250. All right? It's still a 60-40 split co-insurance. We have a $99.50 max out of pocket, but on the drugs, only tier 3 through 5 is going to have the medical deductible coming into play. So once again, preventative medication, no copay. Generics, $20. They have medical deductible on tier 3, 4, and 5. All right, very simple. $125 when you go to a specialist. Again, 0 copay. Preventative care on all plans is no charge. PAPs, mammos, immunizations, inoculations, complete physicals, blood, urine, stool. And if you're over 50, you get a free colonoscopy with that. Yay. All right. I'm sorry. I've had 2. I like the rest that I get because they put you under and you don't know what's happening and it doesn't matter anymore. All right. Then we have the very last plan that we're going to be talking about here. This particular plan has a slightly higher deductible of $6,500, and the reason it's a little bit more expensive because the co-insurance is an 80-20 split. max out of pocket $9,600. So for that reason, the coinsurance being less, max out of pocket being only $96, which is lower. And then we only deal with tier 4 and 5 medications, has a separate deductible of $350 specifically for that. Otherwise, it is no copay for preventative, $50 on generic, $65 on formulary name brand. So your non-formulary name brand, you have a $350 deductible first, and then $135, and then specialty medication of $400. Now, here's the best part of these plans. You're going to be using a particular network here in Colorado, and again, I told you how to get there, but when you leave the state of Colorado, you're traveling for business or for pleasure, you become ill, two things. One, you're going to be covered under the Choice Network nationally when you're out of the state of Colorado. You have virtual office visits worldwide. Anywhere in the United States as well as outside of the United States, you have virtual office visits. You just need to have a phone with a camera, a laptop, a tablet, however that works. It just has to have a camera, and you can schedule that virtual office visit. Or look on the network and find a doctor close to you, or emergency room, or urgent care. All of that's available on the United Healthcare app that you should download on your phone so that you have that access, and you'll have your digital insurance card also. Now, we have all that information on the Gather platform so that you have the ability to look that stuff up. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. All right. Any questions about any of the medical I've talked about so far?
I don't think so.
All right, here we go. We have United Healthcare Dental. This particular plan has a $1,200 max benefit per person per year. So it is scheduled at 100% on preventative, 80% on minor, so that would be like cavity fillings, that sort of thing, and 50% on major. And that's how that plan works. Now, as you can see, it has that $50 calendar year deductible. That is specific to anything under basic or major. It's an annual deductible. So when you go in for your cleaning every 6 months, it is free. All right, no charge if you're using an in-network provider. This is a PPO, and it is subject to MAC. MAC is maximum allowable charge. So what does that mean? Well, when you use an in-network provider, they are paid MAC. When you use an out-of-network provider, they are subject to MAC. And here's the example. You go in for that cleaning and an x-ray, and it's a $100 bill using an in-network provider. There's your MAC. You go out of network, exactly the same service, they bill out $120. Well, they're going to pay 100% of MAC, and they're going to pay $100. Well, what do you owe? $20, because they billed more than an in-network provider does. All right, so that's something to be aware of. And once again, at uhc.com, you can look up dental providers. If you need assistance, please give me a call. Any questions whatsoever on this dental plan?
No. Well, we offer that. That's offered as well on Colonial, correct?
Yes,
Dental?
you also have the Colonial product, yeah. So again,
Okay.
depending upon which product you want to go with, it's entirely up to you. You can have multiple dental plans, Carol, just so you know. It's the medical plan. You can only basically have one insurance carrier.
Okay.
Dental doesn't matter.
I did not know that.
Yay. All right. United Healthcare, Vision. And I believe, do you have Vision through your Colonial product as well, Carol?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So that's if you get the dental plan through Colonial, you can get their Vision. This Vision here is a standalone Vision plan that you don't have to attach it onto anything else. In other words, if all you want is Vision, you can sign up for the Vision for you and your family. So it is a separate product altogether. This particular product, I love it to death because it's very simple. You use an in-network provider, you have a $15 eye exam every single year. Then it turns out you need a pair of glasses. So you're going to have frames and lenses for a $30 copay. That's all you have on a material fee, up to $130 value on frame, and the lenses are included. So it doesn't matter if you need a bifocal, a trifocal, or single vision. It's all the same. It's a $30 copay, period, to cover your lenses and your frames. If you want contacts instead, it's $105 value for that same $30. And as you can see, the premium is quite low. And that premium is due for everybody. It has nothing to do with your age.
Okay.
Any questions on this vision plan?
No.
All right. So I am going to now, and let's hope we don't freeze. Give me a second here. I apologize. I'm having to move things around real quick. Again, working remotely makes life a little bit more interesting for me. But give me one moment.
I am on the call,
here.
by the way, Steve, if you need some help with the colonial.
Yes, please, sir. That was next, so you're up. Let me see if I can unsave myself here. Give me just a second. Thanks for being there, buddy.
Of course. Happy to help out.
I appreciate you. Okay, here's what I'm going to have to do. Sharing options. Let me see if that will stop. And if I can get out of it altogether.
I think I can take over. Looks like I can.
Okay, you should be able to take over now.
Yep. Okay, so I was not able to build out your guys' handout sheets, but I want to go through the products available to you. So you'll have all of your price points on the platform once we're done building out your group. But the colonial products that are available to you are your ancillary or voluntary or non-traditional benefits, whichever terminology you prefer. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, so the voice isn't as smooth. But
he went to the Bronco game, Carol, and had to sit out there in that heat, and then the cold that came in later.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It came.
I took him to the
yelling
Bronco game.
and screaming and all that fun stuff.
All right, buddy.
So I'll go over the plans, kind of how they work, what they do. I'll give you basically a price point that typically these guys runs, but again, you guys are going to have very unique price points that are going to be built into your platform. So you'll be able to see that when you do log in and we have you guys all built out. So the first policy is an accident policy. This policy covers you for any cut, tear, break, burn, scrape that you might run into. So I personally have this policy. I was working on my house, hammering away, smashed my thumb, just like every other cliche guy. I was like, I'm fine. My girl was like, nope, we're going to go to the urgent care down the road. Make sure that you didn't do anything to your thumb. They x-rayed my thumb, saw that I fractured the tip of my thumb, put a splint on me, sent me on my way. So my copay through my insurance was $80. Now, when I left that doctor visit, I took an EOB, an explanation of benefits, and I went to coloniallife.com and I submitted my claim. Now, my claim paid out $450 for that visit because it paid for the doctor visit, it paid for the x-ray, it paid for the fractured thumb, and it paid for the splint. You can see an example on here as well of a scenario that somebody went into the doctor to be able to get paid out as well. Now, these are cash benefits directly to you, so this helps offset those deductibles or those out-of-pocket expenses. If I scroll a little bit further down here, you can see a little bit larger of an incident. I personally helped a gentleman through a car accident that needed dental work along with cracked and fractured ribs and vertebrae. He also had to have his pets onboarded. As you can see, there is pet boarding payouts. He also had to go to physical therapy. Total payout for his claim was $20,000, 22, I think, actually. As you can see on this example, this would be an $11,000 payout. So again, this is going to cover you for anything large or small. As we go through all the benefits that it covers, you'll see that there is a lot. The price point on this one is going to run you, I believe, around $19 a month. This does have a $100 wellness benefit built into it, so you will be receiving $100 back for every single person on the policy when you go in for things like physicals, blood work, mammograms, any kind of wellness checkup. So even if you don't have an accident, you're still going to get $100 back. And again, that's for everybody. You can sign up for you, your spouse, your dependents, everybody across the board. Is there any questions on this policy?
I don't think so. I do want, and I think I sent out a letter to my guys but I do want them to know that that is not something that we pay for, that we pay for the gap.
And that's
then
exactly how
else,
it will be set up on the Gather platform, Carol.
okay. Everything else is, if they want it and they want their family covered, will be a self-pay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely.
And Dan, the other thing is they're on a weekly payment schedule. So
Okay.
as an example, if we were to take that 19 roughly dollars per month, right?
Yeah, it'd run about $450 a week.
$450 a week. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, but yes, that will be a voluntary plan design that anybody can sign up for.
Okay.
All right, I'll stop. I guess I got to share individually. I could probably just do the whole window, huh? I bet that would be better. There we go.
Load up, Les.
I went to switch tabs and it wouldn't switch on me.
There we go.
So this is that plan that you were just talking about, Carol. This is the
Okay.
hospital plan. Now the numbers on the screen are going to be different than the plan design, just because I didn't have time to build out your guys' plan yet since we talked on the phone. But I'll cover exactly what the differences are and what it will cover. So the way that this plan works is if you are admitted into the hospital, it is going to have a flat payout. So you see $2,000 on the screen, you are going to have a $3,000 plan, not a $2,000. So admitted into the hospital, $3,000. If you have a diagnosis procedure, so CAT scan, MRI, biopsy, that is going to have a $500 payout. If you have a surgical procedure, outpatient surgery, so tons of things for the diagnosis there. But here is the outpatient, some of them. If you have a tier 1 surgery, it's going to pay out $750. If you have a tier 2 surgery, it's going to pay out $1,500. If all of these things click, every single one of those policies is going to pay out. You'll also have a $150 emergency room visit, and not shown on here, you'll have a $25 doctor visit. So this is to be able to help offset those out-of-pocket expenses, because the only reason you go to the hospital is due to an accident or an illness. And you'll have a copay, deductible, or max out-of-pocket. This is going to be able to help eliminate that as close down to zero as possible. So this is an employer-paid product and will be set up on the platform as well that way. So that way everybody will be able to take advantage of this plan. There is also a $50 wellness benefit built into it. So every year you'll get an additional $50 back for going in and staying on top of your health.
And one of the things about this particular product is filing the claim online with Colonial Life is very simple and very easy. I've on this product myself, and it was very simple for the payout. It's a direct deposit into my checking account on that payout. So it makes it very smooth and very simple.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then we've got several people that are going to decline coverage, and they may look at this and want to do this. You have to have major medical in order to have this policy, correct?
You do not.
Sure.
You do
need to have a major medical of some kind.
Oh, you have to have a major medical.
Correct.
So whether it's through the exchange, through the spouse, or through the employer, they have to have major medical for this product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's fine.
That's how I understood it previously.
Okay.
I just wanted them to make sure they knew that if they did not have coverage, they cannot get this plan.
That is correct.
Correct. Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to the additional plans. I'll go ahead and go to dental next, and then I'll come back to the other policies. So you guys had our 8,000 plan. We now offer the 8,100 plan. There are going to be some increases to your coverage and to your overall. Yep. To your overall benefits as well. So the Colonial Dental is going to have a $3,000 maximum benefit allowance. So just to Steve explained on the other dental, there's 3 buckets that you pull that out of: your basic services, your major services, and your preventative services. So preventative is going to be teeth cleanings, x-rays, things of that nature. It is covered at 100%. Basic services is going to be an 80-20 split. So those are going to be things like crowns, caps, fillings. Major services is going to be a 50-50 split, where 50% is going to come out of that bucket, 50% is going to come out of yours. There is a carryover benefit. So every year that you do not use that full amount, you do get to carry over an additional $400. So let's say that bucket of money you don't use at all, you get to keep carrying it over with a maximum of $1,600 allowed. So again, if you go multiple years without utilizing it, you essentially would have a $4,600 benefit amount. Here's the coverage periods that we just talked about. Some, again, basic coverage pieces. One thing is from the 8,000 to the 8,100, perio and ortho is now a class B as opposed to a class C. So you're going to get more coverage for the newer plan. Now, if you are on the $8,000 plan, you do get to keep that plan if you want to, if you don't want to switch. If you do want to switch to the new plan, or if you're signing up for the first time, that will be built onto the Gather platform as well.
So this particular plan, just so you know, endo and perio, what we're dealing with, endo is basically your root canals. So having a root canal is at an 80-20 split, which typical plans like the one with United Healthcare is done at a 50-50. Perio, dealing specifically with gum disease, gum treatments, root planing, scraping, ouch, done in the corner of your mouth. But anyway, that's also done at 80-20. It's dealing with your crowns and bridges after your root canal that you would probably need would be at a 50-50 at that point. But this is a $3,000 benefit in comparison to the United Healthcare. So you have a choice of either plan. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then for vision, we offer a vision rider on our dental. So you do need to elect the dental to be able to get the vision. But there are some cool features about this. So Steve went into a lot of what vision insurance is, some key differences. Our copay is going to be $10 for that exam. You also have $170 of allotments towards frames. That's a little bit unique. We have a huge network for both the dental and the vision. You'll go to coloniallifedental.com. You will also get an ID card, just like you see right here, that will be able to have all of your account information, and we'll be mailing those out. You can download them virtually as well at any point in time. Any questions about vision?
No.
Sweet. Okay. So go back to the last 2 policies that are available to you. You have a group critical illness policy. So the way that this policy works is you have the ability to sign up to $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000 worth of face value amount upon diagnosis of heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, diabetes, blindness, coma, end-stage renal kidney failure, major organ failure, the things on the screen that you already see. You get paid out that allotted amount. So if you sign up for $20,000 and you have a stroke, it pays out that $20,000. Let's say 6 years later you have a heart attack, it'll pay out an additional $20,000. The only thing it won't do is cover the same thing twice. So you can't have a heart attack and 6 years later have another heart attack and get paid out. This is an age-banded product. So with that, as you get older, this does get more expensive. But once you elect a policy, you lock in that price point forever and ever. It will never go up after that. This is 100% voluntary. So again, employees can sign up for what they want. It will be built into the platform to be able to see those price points based off of their age. This does have a $100 wellness benefit. It is, yep. So it does have a $100 wellness benefit built into it. So again, staying on top of your health is going to pay, just like the accident policy and the medical bridge policy. But to Steve's point, this is a guaranteed issue waiver of pre-existing conditions. Because of the relationship that we have with Steve, the medical bridge and the critical illness are guaranteed issue waiver of pre-ex. So what that means is, for instance, let's say on the medical bridge policy, if you were 8 months pregnant, this goes into effect the 1st, you have the baby on the 2nd, it would pay out that hospital confinement of $3,000. Same concept on the critical illness. Even if you've been diagnosed with something, you would be able to sign up for the policy, have coverage, and anything new that comes, it would pay out. So again, guaranteed issue, waiver of pre-existing conditions because of the relationship that we have with Steve and his team. Last benefit that you have available to you is the cancer benefit. So this is going to be an indemnity policy, just like the accident. So every step along a cancer fight, this is going to have an offsetting amount that comes to you. Upon initial diagnosis, it will pay out a $10,000 lump sum. So if you get diagnosed, it will pay out $10,000. You have the ability to increase that by $1,000 every year that you're cancer-free when you're signing up for that policy. So if you have it for 10 years, you're cancer-free for 10 years, it would pay out $20,000. As far as the coverage goes, it pays for an abundance of different things. You're going to have 3 different levels available to you, but they all cover the exact same thing. The only difference is what it pays out. So I believe this is a plan 1. So on a bone marrow transplant, you'd pay out $3,500 per transplant. On a level 3, that would pay out $10,000. As you can see, there's a ton of different things that it covers. It also covers travel and lodging. So if you do need to go see specialists, or if you do need to go to new age treatment or holistic treatment, there is coverage for that as well. What I really like about this policy is there is no stop date associated to it. What I mean by that is a lot of times cancer policies, once you've hit a certain threshold, you are no longer covered because they've paid out X amount of dollars. This is going to continue to cover you as long as you have the policy. Now, there is a 1-year look back, but it is a guaranteed issue. So typically when you sign up for cancer policies, you do need to be cancer-free or for 5 years before being able to sign up. You will be able to sign up for this policy. We just need to make sure that you've been cancer-free for at least a year. Any questions about this policy?
I don't think so. Nope.
Okay. Well, again, all of these are going to be built into that Gather platform. Same thing with your pricing. So as you start going through your enrollment, when you start clicking on buttons, you'll be able to see what options are available to you, and you'll be able to elect the things that make the most sense for you and your families.
All right. Do we have any questions about any products that we've discussed today?
I don't think so. I think they're all pretty self-explanatory. I'm hoping the guys can figure it out.
Yeah, and Dan is going to be available as well as myself. And as part of our team, we also have another young lady by the name of Melissa, and she's part of the team also to help with enrollments if anybody needs assistance. Dan, is there? Can you put your number over there on the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Steve,
We'll
do
also be putting together.
Sorry, Steve, do you mind pulling up the employee list again, just so I can advise Carol and Alicia of who I need individual plan cancellation requests for?
That's part of the quote that I sent over to her, correct?
Yeah, it should
No,
have
I
everybody
just
on
need to.
there.
Yeah, I just need to make sure that I advise Carol and Alicia of who needs to get me cancellation requests for their individual policies.
Okay,
Right. I
and
know
we
Alicia-
won't know that until they sign up, right?
Right. I know for sure Alicia and I will be canceling our personals.
Okay.
I have no idea.
If you both could just send me an email just requesting that we cancel it, and I'll get those cancellations taken care of for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can pull up something here. I'm just hoping and praying that it doesn't freeze.
While he pulls that up, I'll be putting together a digital postcard for you guys as well that will have a scheduling link. So that way people can schedule a time to talk to a counselor if they can't figure out the platform or if they have questions about any of the products.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's see if I can do this now. Let's see if I can make it work. Come on. I think I'm there. Come on. Go up. Get bigger. Nope. Screen just froze. Damn it. I hate this. I do. It's like I did not have a problem before yesterday on anything that I did. It was insane why it does that. And then for me to try and undo my screen, I literally have to sign out to do it. Damn it, Jim. Give me more power.
I can send that
nothing's
to
happening.
Wade.
Okay. Okay, let's see if I can go back into what I'm doing. Yeah, it's not. There it goes again. I have to call IT. This is like so frustrating because I've never had a problem before yesterday. See, nothing is working for me.
Real quick, working on your guys' account. Dental and vision is 100% voluntary as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure I get everything right for you guys.
Yeah. Is my screen sharing still?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can't get it to do a doggone thing right now. I apologize. All right. Well, that is the end of our presentation. I want to thank you both for attending. I appreciate it. I will be sending you over this video. It'll take about 15 minutes for it to reach me, and then I have to process it. And so I hope to have it to you within an hour, Carol. In the meantime, we will be working on the Gather platform to get the finished build out. Shoneen will then be releasing emails to everybody individually to the emails list that you gave us. And also what I'm going to do is get a link that I'll have her email you directly. So if anybody's having a problem with that platform or having troubles finding the email, they can click on the link and go from there. Shoneen is there to help you through this process as well. And again, using those phone numbers of that I had put on chat would be great if you need any kind of assistance whatsoever.
Okay.
All right. Is there a possibility that we can have all this done by Friday?
I hope so. I will get it out to, so you guys will send the video and the link to all the email addresses that I gave you.
Well, I'm going to send you the video. The email invites. I'll send you the video, and then you can share it with your people there who you want to share it with.
Okay.
And any new hires that you have.
Right. I will.
And then Shoneen will send out the email invite for the Gather.
Oh, I get it. So
GATHR is how that works. Right. Gather does not have an E in it. You know how IT people just try and make everything simple.
Right.
God, I can't believe this thing is frozen on me again. Oh, God forbid. All righty. Well, I hope everybody has a... Go ahead.
Carol, I got the list. So it looks like just Travis and Brett are the only other two that have individual policies with us currently. So I'll get messages out to them that if they're going to take the group insurance, they'll just need to get me a written request to cancel their individual policies.
I think Brett told me he's going to stick with what he had because he said this one was more than what his personal was. But Travis, I have no idea where he's at.
Okay. I'll get a message out to him.
Okay.
Thank you both. Right. Steve, Dan,
thank you. You have a great day. And if you have any questions, please give us a call. Have a great day.
All right.
Have a good one,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.